Welcome back to the NTPRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio, just off West Main Street, as we are set to begin the second day of the inaugural 2019 Post-Ohio District Tournament. The pod enters its second day with 6 games on tap, and we're starting off this morning at 10:20 with a battle between the Troy Trojans and the Alta Knights. This is Lee W. Mowen with you here, and we're about ready to begin this contest. Troy fell to Indian Hill last night, 11-1, as Captain Zach Eulenbrock responsible for the lone Trojan tally. And for Alta, big 10-0 win as Luke Dinkins led the way with at least 6 goals, 1 assist in that contest. Dinkins had himself quite the game, and Sigurd Peterson pitched a shutout. And it's going to be Robert Peterson, it looks like, in net. And for Troy, you have your lone goalie in Scott Riedel patrolling the pipes once again. And the Trojans do get a couple players back. They'll have defenseman Mike McGuirk and also Austin Strong back. However, Troy will be dealing with the loss of 3 offensive players, and these are big ones for the Trojans. Ian Kuntz is not here. Zach Eulenbrock, after scoring the lone goal against Indian Hill last night, he's not here. Jack McGuirk, the captain of the Trojans, as well with Zach Eulenbrock, is not here. As Garrett Paff will step in, he'll take the face-off opposite of the Alta Knights captain, Luke Dinkins, because we do not have a camera operator for this contest. It's just yours truly behind the desk. It will be a stationary camera for this game. We do apologize here in the Academy Hockey Club home on YouTube. Trojans up the ice in the home whites, the silver numbers and the red trim, red sleeves. And Alta in the traveling charcoal grays with the golden numbers on the back. And we have begun 17 seconds into the match. Alta 1-0 in the pod and Troy 0-1. Again, the Trojans without the services of 3 strong offensive weapons, as it's scooped up by speedy Garrett Paff, looking for Connor Sexton via the pass of Mike McGuirk. We have played 35 seconds in this match, and no score here from Springfield, Ohio. Alta looking back this way. That was carried by Nick Habel. Habel, the playmaker in last night's game, had 3 assists as Hill on the back of Connor Sexton. That's the stick of Mike McGuirk. And the Trojans in their own zone chasing the puck. Here's Luke Dinkins from the left face-off circle. A nice pass to Habel, and that goes behind the net of Scott Riedel. We have played 1 minute of this contest, and there's no score between the Troy Trojans and the Alta Knights. It's flipped forward by defenseman Austin Strong. Again, Strong, his first game in the pod tournament. And there's Mike McGuirk, turnover. Luke Dinkins shot, stopped by Scott Riedel. Flipped the other way by Mike McGuirk, the younger McGuirk brother of the two. Jack McGuirk, the older one, and also a senior for the Trojans. Scooped up now by Tuff Ferguson with 13:35 to go in the first period. No score here from the NTPRD Chiller. This is Lee W. Mowen with you here, as now the Knights working up front. That's Adam Schultz giving chase. Schultz looks for an outlet. Back to the right point. Controlled by the Knights. That's shot high and wide by Dylan Hayes. And Nicholas Hill got a nice piece of it. However, that's Scott Riedel denying it. There's a under whiff shot by Dylan Hayes at the points. Gets it back on the Mike McGuirk clear attempt. There's a shot into the stomach of Scott Riedel, and that's a stoppage of play. Mike McGuirk trying to clear it on the left wing, and it's picked up by Dylan Hayes, keeping the Alta attack going. 2 minutes in, and no score. Troy versus Alta. Troy the home team in this contest, as now we'll see Caden Mathis take the face-off. He'll be opposed by Alta and Will Augustine, who missed last night's game, along with Maggie Worfman. That's off the protective net, off of Troy. Will stay here with 12:54 to go in the first. 6 games on tap, Troy versus Alta. That's the game you're watching now here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. LaSalle and the Dayton Stealth JV up next. Beaver Creek Alta at 3:40. 5:20 it's Stealth versus Indian Hill. Shot save Riedel, and the puck is scooped up by Troy and taken away by Schultz. Point blank shot and score. Blasted in by Spencer Morgan. Spencer Morgan scores, and it's a 1-0 Alta lead as the Knights have accumulated 11 goals in 1 whole game and about 2 minutes and some change. I thought Scott Riedel made the stop on that, and that puck burped out very quickly, but counted for Spencer Morgan, the goal, with 12:37 rolling to go in the first period, and a 1-0 Alter advantage here from the NTPRD Chiller, which is short for National Trail Parks and Recreation Department. Spencer Morgan is assisted by Adam Schultz and also Will Augustine. That's how Alter gets on the board first. And a 1-0 Knights advantage. Knights looking for more. Left face-off circle jammed up. Great defense there by Carson Waite. And it's trapped with the glove of Scott Riedel. Again, the Trojans about the services of Jack McGurk, Zach Eulenbrock, and Ian Kuntz. As now we'll see Will Augustine for the face-off off Garrett Paff. The last hockey tournament of the season for the 6 teams. It's a way to give the seniors and teams a nicer way to end the season. There's a shot down low, pocketed by Riedel's left hip. 1-0 Alter, 12:07 to go in the first here at the Springfield Chiller. And we'll drop it to the left of Riedel as Will Augustine goes again, this time taking on Garrett Paff. 3 minutes in, here comes the captain, Luke Dinkins. Like I mentioned, heck of a game. Great two-way player, now takes the marks against Paff. And Will Augustine trying to secure it for Spencer Morgan in the neutral zone. Push forward. That's Jack Augustine. His pass is blocked. Paff goes for it, but picked back up by Jack Augustine. Looking for Luke Dinkins, and offside went Troy with 11:54 to go in the first. A 1-0 Alter advantage from Spencer Morgan via Adam Schultz and Will Augustine. Nice crowd on hand. I see plenty of red jerseys out in the stands on the first level here. Very nice facility, the Chiller in downtown Springfield, Ohio. Just one sheet, and most of the Chillers in Columbus have 2 sheets at least. As Jack Augustine, and the rebound jammed up. Grant Garrity, perfect placement as Luke Dinkins looks for the rebound goal, and it's a stop by the Trojan defense. Riedel made the first stop, and now here's Paff trying to cut off Preston O'Brien. Back out in left corner, there is a bump. Mike McGurk trying to battle with Grant Grunder. Swept up towards the left point, kept in by Habel. Nice job with the left shoulder, knocking it down. And pulled forward. Here's Grunder now, swarmed by 3 Trojans. Left to go in the curling target. Picked back up. Here's Dinkins. Shot save, Riedel, and trapped by Scott Riedel. Riedel has done a very nice job this season, the lone goalie for the Troy Trojans. Past few seasons was the backup to Enrique Alejandre, who is now in collegiate hockey with the Wright State Raiders, who happen to call this rink home. There's a shot that's just wide, but a nice shot look by Jack Augustine. We have nearly played 4 minutes, and Alter has taken a 1-0 lead. It is the goal from Spencer Morgan, the difference. Knights in the charcoal grays, heading down the ice in this first frame. Dinkins on the attack. Nice puck control, and got it burped out by Austin Strong. Strong, a former wingman for the Trojans. He's playing defense this year. He's done a nice job transitioning back on the blue line as Sexton rolls left wing, and Sexton is offside. Will go back in the neutral zone. Now with 10:40 to play in the first period. Again, 6 games on tap for you here. All 6 teams will play twice today. All teams have 4 games at least. Actually, that is the maximum, 4 games. The 4th game will be determined by a system of points, which will go ahead and update you once time allows. Towards the end boards, there's Habel picking it back up in front of Mike McGurk. 10:30 to play in the first. Trojans looking to tie things up here as Alter leads 1-0. Down this way comes Austin Strong. Strong looking for the defensive. A bump in the end boards and flip forward towards the left wing. Secured by Jack Augustine in front of the Alter fans. I mentioned a nice turnout of the faithful crowd. The skates of Strong, but scooped back up by Spencer Morgan. He's got the lone goal, and it's 1-0 Knights your score. Morgan, a nice drop pass. The shot is stopped by Austin Strong. Picked back up by Waite behind the goal line. Sweeping it around, it's Adam Schultz with the pickup. Schultz with an assist along with Will Augustine. Schultz on the ice at the moment, and Will Augustine is not. 9:49 to play in the first. Make it 1-0 Knights your score. And down this way is Caden Lombardo on the right wing, opposite Mike McGuirk. Handled around the corners. Mike McGuirk looks to pick it up by the left bend. And a turnover by the Christmas tree. Yes, there is a nice Christmas tree still up. March 2nd, 2019. Here's Morgan now. Shot off the right shoulder of Scott Riedel. And picked back up by the Trojan defense. It is Carson Waite. Scooped up by Alter behind the goal line. And score! Finishing move by the Knights. And Alter goes up 2-0 with 9:18 to go in the first. And with that Alter goal, that'll give us a chance to tell you how the round robin scoring went in the first game. Alter, Alter 1 of 2 clean sweepers in their games, as the Knights outscored the Stealth in all 3 periods, as did Indian Hill. So that's a tie for first now with the Rangers JV squad and the Knights. Beaver Creek 4.5 points. Both teams scored a goal in the second period of the Beavers 4-2 win. LaSalle picked up that half point in the second period. Dayton and Troy did not pick up any points after the first day. Down low, that's a stop by Robert Peterson. And we'll drop the puck to the young goalie's right. The Knights are experiencing a bit of a youth moment, or they were this season. This is the last weekend of hockey for these teams. But 8 newcomers on this Knights squad, and it's a very solid core, as that is Will Augustine scoring. And now down this way, shot, and Dinkins couldn't score, and neither could Philip Yu. Yu sent it wide. 8:51 to go in the first. It's 2-0 Alter your score. Scooped up by Dinkins. Dinkins looking to add on. That's off the shoulder tops of Scott Riedel. And now scooped up Philip Yu. His shot's blocked. Joined with Kent Jacobs for the remaining 9 games. Kent will have the play-by-play of the Beaver Creek calls. And now from the right corner, it's Strong. Turnover. Shot. Dinkins. Dinkins scores. Luke Dinkins, his first. His 7th on the tournament. Dinkins has been on fire in this pod, and it's now a 3-0 Alter advantage with 8:24 to go in the first. And like I mentioned, Luke Dinkins, 6 goals, 1 assist in the win against the Stealth JV squad. And Alter has gone on top by 3. Again, Will Augustine's goal, assisted by Spencer Morgan, 2nd point for Morgan, and Nick Habel picks up his 4th assist in the tournament. 8:19 to play in the first. It's 3-0 in favor of Alter. Skipping puck hits off the goal stick of Scott Riedel, picked back up behind the goal line, and now recovered by Connor Sexton, pushing around tough Ferguson. Here comes Paff on the right wing, but it's scooped up by Dylan Hayes. Hayes will chase it back towards Robert Pearson, getting the start. Back up is Sigurd Pearson, who had a very stellar performance last night against the Stealth JV. We'll have a tangling, and the first penalty of the game will be going against the Troy Trojans, as Robert Pearson has made it to the bench. And it's touched up by Mike McGuirk, and we'll have 2 minutes called by the Stripes. And to the box. Looks like it'll be Carson Waite for tripping. Possibly kneeing. I couldn't tell if the ref hit the knee or hit the shin. But it's a 2-minute minor with 7:42 to play in the first period. And a 3-0 lead for the Alter Knights. The Knights have now scored 13 goals in this tournament. And nearly a game and a half a period. Knights have been playing lights out thus far. Waite is in the box for 2 minutes for Troy. And the Knights go up 3-0. And here's the first power play of the game. It's to Jack Augustine at the left point. Jack Augustine looking, shot down low. It's stopped by Scott Riedel. As lurking nearby was Grant Grunder for the rebound. It's a 3-0 Alter lead. And we'll drop it to the left of Riedel, the senior goalie for the Troy Trojans, led by Phil Knoll, and assistants Carl Mick, Dave Forst, and Preston Hofler. Alters led by Kevin Berry, with assistants Jordan Hansen, Robbie Mount, goalkeeper coach Dan Swikert, and manager Jennifer Augustine. 1:44 to go in the first power play of the game for Alter. It is a minor on Carson Waite, either for tripping or kneeing. And it's now scooped up by Habel. We'll find Jack Augustine up ahead. Jack Augustine sweeps up the puck and goes in the neutral zone north of the Blue Jackets logo. Here's a nice cane. Jack Augustine, nice handiwork, but Austin Strong. There's a shot, and off of Riedel behind the goal line that puck goes. 7 to play in the first, and it's a 3-0 Alter lead. Again, the Knights with 13 goals in this tournament and a game and a half a period. Down this way, here's Caden Lombardo in front of Habel. Incoming is Jack Augustine to sweep the puck away. 55 seconds into the 5-on-4, and it's picked up by Grant Grunder. 3-0 Knights your score, with the goals scored by Morgan Augustine, Will Augustine, and Luke Dinkins. And down this way, that's going to be icing the call on the Knights power play with 6:34 to play in the first here at the NTPRD Chiller. 4 high school teams, 2 club teams, 2 junior varsity teams, and the Dayton Stealth and the Indian Hill Rangers. Again, your standings, Alter and Indian Hill are tied for first for 5 points each. Both teams with clean sweeps in their contest. Beaver Creek in third place with 4.5 points, as both the Lancers and the Beavers scored 1 goal, and we'll have a whistle with 6:26 to go in the first. 3-0 is your score for the Knights. And we'll drop it closest to the Trojan fans, closest to Robert Pearson in net. Dayton Stealth and Troy tied for 5th place with 0 points. LaSalle in 4th place with a half a point. Again, these points are important. You get a point for winning a period, you get half a point for tying a period, and 0 points if you lose a period or a game. 2 full points for a win. That's flipped off and off the protective net. Last touch by Mike McGuirk, so we'll keep it in front of Riedel with 6:12 to play in the first and 30 seconds left to go in the 5-on-4, where it's 3-0 Alter, your score. Again, for games, you pick up 2 points if you win. You pick up a point if you tie, and you pick up 0 points for a loss. And there's no mercy rule in this tournament, meaning that no matter how high the deficits get, how high the leads get, there will not be a running clock unless time is running out and we have to get to the next game. We'll have an ice cut every 2 periods, meaning we'll have one the second intermission. Doubled over in the way. Here's Mathis away from Dinkins. Mathis, it's stripped away by the captain, Dinkins. 7 seconds left on the 5-on-4 until Carson Waite can come back out and play. By the way, Luke Dinkins' goal is unassisted, and the power play is done. Waite will stay out there for the Trojans as Alter 0 for 1 on the power play, and the Knights up 3-0 with 5.5 to play in our opening frame here. Our first of 6 games, and our first of 2 in the morning. We'll have 2 in the afternoon. Shot down low, rebound Riedel, and it's trickled wide by Spencer Morgan. Morgan with 2 points and a goal and assist, and around the right bend it goes. Scoop forward. Here's Mike McGuirk. Mike McGuirk trying to clear it away. That's Will Augustine, who's got a goal for the Alter Knights. With 5:03 to go in the first, it's down low, and Robert Peterson will jump on top of it. Robert Peterson, the younger brother to Sigurd Peterson. Robert Peterson coming out of the Dayton Stealth Youth Hockey Association. Played quite well. For Robert Peterson, not the biggest size you'll come across as goalies, but it doesn't matter so much in the size as how you protect your net. And I think Robert Peterson has done a splendid job this year. There's a shot and a save by Robert Peterson. 4:55 to go in the first. 3-0 Kettering Alter your score here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. Up ahead, it's Strong in the blue line. Closest Trojan there is Carson Waite. Back to Strong. And Strong outmuscles a Knight, but it finds Adam Schultz on the left wing. And here comes Schultz, matched up with 2 Trojans. Around the left bend it goes. And Grant Garrity trying to pick it off from Tuff Ferguson. 4.5 to play in the first. 3-0 Knights your score. Scott Riedel in goal for Troy, opposite Robert Peterson this morning. All hands on deck for the Knights. No scratches on Kevin Berry's squad. Down low, and Riedel with a stop. And Troy does get Austin Strong and Mike McGuirk back. However, the Trojans are still without the services of Jack McGuirk and Ian Kuntz. And today, this morning, without the services of Zach Eulenbrock. So that's both captains and just one alternate captain available for head coach Phil Knoll, and that's Grant Garrity. Garrett Paff takes this face-off. He has taken the face-offs, the majority of the face-offs, in place of Zach Eulenbrock. Has done a nice job in this game. He's really stepped up, the sophomore. And now here's Schultz, right face-off circle, swings it around the curling target. Now back for Dylan Hayes, off and backhanded, Preston O'Brien. Preston O'Brien had the puck, and he sweeps it backwards, just looking over the shoulder after he disposes the puck in the net of Scott Riedel. Preston O'Brien scores. It's 4-0 Knights, 3:59 to play in the first, and there's much excitement for the brown and gold brigade of the Alter Knights. Preston O'Brien scores. Very nice goal for O'Brien. Very impressive when you can backpedal one. And the assists go to Dylan Hayes on the initial feed to Preston O'Brien, and Adam Schultz gets another assist. And the Knights now lead 4-0. Knights fans really enjoying that. I'm not sure how many goals O'Brien has scored in the regular season, but I know for the newcomer for the Knights, that is a big one. Very excited to see. And Troy picks it back up. It's strong. One-on-one. Now Spencer Morgan rips it away. That's Spencer Morgan. It's a save by Scott Riedel. 3.5 to go in the first as Alter leads Troy 4-0. The Knights looking for their 6th point. And just 4 periods. This round robin play. Whoever picks up the most points will be playing at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening for the championship in the inaugural Post-Ohio District Tournament. It's focused on giving local kids a chance. Loose puck, it trickles away. Morgan didn't have the powerful shot, and Grant Grunder unable to latch onto it. Knights back on the attack. Here's Austin Strong. Strong will lace it clear. This is going to go past the goal line for an icing call against the Trojans. 2:55 to play in the first. Knights 4, Trojans 0. And Kent, so far so good again for Alter. That's now 14 goals and nearly 4 periods for the Kettering folks.
Right, and the Trojans coming off a tough game yesterday. Like you say, you get a couple of guys back, but they're missing Eulenbrock. Did we know what his injury was from yesterday?
I did not find out the reason why he's scratched. I know for Beaver Creek later today, Kevin Bovair, the senior goalie for the Beavers, he's at lacrosse, so he won't be here until later tonight. And he's at Oakwood as well. So good luck to Kevin Bovair and the Beavers lacrosse teams. They take on the Oakwood Lumberjacks. 2.5 to play in the first. Here comes a helicopter over the chiller, probably heading to the big hospital just to our north. And it's 4-0 Alter your score with goals by Morgan and Will Augustine and Dinkins and Preston O'Brien. O'Brien had that nice behind the back sweep. And now here's Mathis. Mathis rolls on the attack. Mathis sweeps it, looks for Sexton left wing. Sexton plays it and swept towards the left bend. Or on the right bend, picked up by Jack Augustine. Again, the Knights do have Will Augustine and Maggie Worfman back. And the Trojans do have 2 defensemen back. And offside the call against Alter, but without the services of both their captains, Zach Eulenbrock and Jack McGuirk, and Ian Kuntz, the alternate captain, which, Ken, if you haven't seen Ian Kuntz play in the regular season, he really made the Trojans offense go. Very speedy player, very strong with the puck, and his first year with the Trojans coming out of very successful youth hockey programs in Columbus. Here's Dinkins with a blast, and it's trapped by Scott Riedel. 1:41 to go in the first. It is a 4-0 lead for the Alter Knights over the Troy Trojans. As Alter, their next game will be 3:40 this afternoon. It'll be a Kettering Ice Arena showdown. It's the Beavers and the Knights, and that's going to be a good one to see. Riedel with a screener in front, picks it up quite well, makes the catch behind the back of Nicholas Hill, I beg your pardon, and will drop it between Dinkins and now Caden Lombardo. 1:35 to go in the first as Garrett Paff returns to the scene as the right wing, and it's dropped and scooped up again by Jack Augustine. Jack Augustine between the points, shot off the legs of Lombardo. It's Hable working opposite Strong, and now here's Hill slowing down a Trojan. Puck back behind the goal line with 1:20 to go in the first period. It's a 4-0 Knights advantage. Lee W. Mowen and Kent Jacobs with you here. It's Jack Augustine back in the neutral zone, swapping it towards the bench of the Knights. Right wing time, it's Dinkins on the attack opposite Grant Garrity. Swept back for Hill. Hill looks back, right point, looking for Hable, and it's picked off by Strong. Here comes Strong in our last minute, 50 seconds to go in the opening frame. 4-0 Knights. Your score here from the NTPRD Chiller. Right wing time, the Trojans scoop it up defensively, looking for an open Mike McGuirk. His first year with the Trojans hockey program, the younger brother to Mike McGuirk, or Jack McGuirk, I should say. It's a little weird if he's his own younger brother, but there you go. Here's Dinkins, blue line pickup, stripped away by Strong. Strong racing with Hable. Strong gets a handle, knocks his defender down, and then he draws a penalty. It's swept and controlled by Alter with 18.6 seconds to go, and the Trojans will be going on a power play for tripping. 18.6 seconds to go in the first, Alter leading 4-0, but the Trojans have a power play on the way. They look to get one of the 4 goals back on this 5-on-4. Great start by Alter. Again, 14 goals in 4 periods. I don't think there's much about that you can complain. As now here's Mathis for another faceoff. Trying to make a positive look of something that might be dire. With the absences of both captains and Kuntz, I see a lot more Trojans getting a chance to take faceoffs and now help them grow. So that is a little positive, a little silver lining on that gray cloud. And as Alter trying to cane the puck closer in the right faceoff circle, time expires. 1:42 remains on the trip on Hable. And we are heading to the second period here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel with the Alter Knights leading the Troy Trojans 4-0. Again, great start again by the Alter Knights. Very impressive team out there at the Springfield Chiller.
Yeah, a lot of size and strength. The overshadowing really what Troy has at this time. Missing a few players, but Alter picking up, yeah, like you say, right where they left off yesterday with their blowout win, and certainly on their way to possibly the same result here in this game.
Troy will head back on the ice. Still 1:42 to go on their first power play of the game. Just their second penalty call. Again, it's Nick Hable serving 2 for tripping. He took down the Trojan getting back to the puck. And now the Knights will head up the ice as Robert Peterson back in goal. The younger brother of Sigurd Peterson played outstanding hockey. And for the Troy Trojans, it's Scott Riedel doing a very nice job out there. The lone goalie that Troy has this season. And we will have 5-on-4 time resume again for Troy in the home white jerseys and Alter in the charcoal gray jerseys. Shots on goal, by the way, in that frame favor Alter 21-3. Face off center ice as Clay Nevers takes it for the Knights. And we begin the second period with a 4-0 Knights advantage here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. This is Lee W. Mowen, and I'm joined by Kent Jacobs. And Kent will have the play-by-play of all the Beaver Creek games. It's scooped up right wing. Alter skims it in towards the slot. And now here comes Troy with 1:22 to work on the 5-on-4. Down this way goes Garrity. Lost the handle to tough Ferguson. And Ferguson trying to push it up ahead. It's off the backside of Carson Waite. Puck back in the attacking zone of Troy. And scooped up by Garrity. There's a loose stick on the ice. And Garrity into the boards. The puck is turned over. Now back towards the right corner. Troy heading downwards in this period. And Alter moving up. As Scott Riedel patrols the Troy net opposite of Robert Peterson. Slip past the back of Carson Waite. That's going to be clear by the PK cell of Alter. Goals scored by Morgan and Will Augustine and Luke Dinkins and Preston O'Brien. 1:02 gone from the second. 9 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Trojans puck. And Trojans power play. Shot off the chest of Robert Pearson, bouncing through the legs, but bouncing wide of the cage. And swept away by Dylan Hayes. And Scott Riedel comes out and slows it down as Austin Strong recovers as the Knights swap out their penalty kill unit. Again, 21-3, your shots on goal favoring the Alter Knights. And just out of the reach of Spencer Morgan, who is taken down in the slot. 9 seconds left in the first power play for Troy. A 2-on-3 back this way, and Tough Ferguson absorbs that inward pass. Paff trying to go for it, opposite of Tough, and we're back to 5-on-5. Spencer Morgan, as the Knights lead 4-0. Morgan drives it around the curves and looks back. Will Augustine, right point, still with Morgan towards the left face-off circle, jammed up by Garrett Paff. And recovered again now by Jack Augustine at the left point. Blasted towards Scott Riedel. It goes well wide after a couple of bounces towards the slot. And Grant Grunder unable to tap it on home. However, the Knights back on the attack. 12:49 to go in the second. 4-0 is your score for the Knights. Here at the NTPRD Chiller on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. And that's going to be icing on Troy with 12:37 to go in the second. Again, Trojans without the services of Ian Kuntz, Zach Eulenbrock, and Jack McGuirk. But they do have Austin Strong and Mike McGuirk back on the team. And Alter will have everyone aboard for this ride of hockey. Alter's Troy will play 7 p.m. tonight against LaSalle Lancers. That'll be our 5th game of 6 on this Saturday. And then we'll have 3 games for you tomorrow to close out the inaugural Post-Ohio District Tournament. Jack Augustine flips it. That's off Riedel, going wide of the cage. Habel picks it up right corner. 12.5 to go in the second. Troy with a slight touch. Push forward. Here's Riedel. And Morgan unable to tip it on home as Riedel has a nice grab on top of the puck. Now 12:25 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Alter. All 4 goals happened in the first period. Again, Morgan and Will Augustine, Dinkins and O'Brien. That's your goals order as Will Augustine takes the face-off and trying to drop it back. Scooped up by Strong in the right corner. Now it's Jack Augustine. 12:15 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Knights. It's a great tournament here. I love the idea, giving seniors a chance to play for one last trophy. And remember, their last hockey game is something that could be very special and possibly not a blowout to some of the stronger teams in Columbus, which, by the way, for a trip to the Final Four in the winner of the Columbus District, it'll be Dublin Jerome against Olentangy Liberty. It's 1 versus 6. Down low and flipped on home. Score, Grant Grunder. Rebound comes to the alternate captain, and as Riedel made the stop on the right side of his crease, it falls right in front of Grunder, and it's tapped on home for the 5th Alter goal. 5-0 Knights, 11:41 to go in the second. Perfect placement there for Grant Grunder.
Yeah, he was allowed to stay right in front of the crease. The Trojans defense not protecting their goaltender on that play.
Face off back to Dylan Hayes, the right defender. Scopes it left winger and Clay Nevers. They'll make that Spencer Morgan. Morgan trying to pull up for a shot. Knocked down by Mike McGuirk. Knights still control it. That'll skip wide of the shoulders of Will Augustine. Now for Tough Ferguson. Up for Will Augustine. Back to Tough Ferguson. Ferguson, left face-off circle. Riedel goes for it, but that's behind the cage. Grunder unable to tap home the second one quickly. Backhander. Here's Morgan with a spin around. That's stopped by Riedel. Left corner time. Skimmed around the end boards. Nearly 4 minutes in the second. It's a 5-0 lead for the Alter Knights as Grant Grunder scores the first second period goal. Alter picks up a point in this contest by defeating Troy in the first period 4-0. 4 more points up for grab. On by Dylan Hayes, swept away by Riedel. Tough Ferguson with the recovery. Here's Morgan, and Morgan gets it off Riedel to score. Spencer Morgan scores again. That's the second one for the first-year Knight. And it's 6-0 Alter, 10:40 to go in the second. By the way, that goal for Grant Grunder is assisted by Nick Habel. Habel already with a couple assists in this contest. Had 3 and a playmaker against the Dayton Stealth JV. And this one is Morgan's second. Assist by both defenders out there, Tough Ferguson, Dylan Hayes. 10:25 to go in the second. 6-0 Knights your score. It's pulled back by Jack Augustine, attacking the right wing now away from Garrett Paff. Working towards the slot. Jack Augustine to the house. And it's stomped on by Scott Riedel. 10:16 to play in the second. It's a 6-0 lead for the Altar Knights. We'll drop it over to Riedel's left as Dinkins takes on Garrett Path. Again, Path has been taking the majority of the faceoffs lost by Eulenbrock with his absence here this morning. Also, Ian Kuntz took a lot of the faceoffs for Troy as well. It was the Kuntz line, then the Eulenbrock line. Swept away by, I believe that's Grant Garrity. 9:58 to play in the second. 6-0 Altar. It's fired on by Jack Augustine. It goes wide the glove of Riedel. Recovered again by the Knights in the charcoal grays as Habel misplayed the puck and getting it back in front of Caden Lombardo. Great job recovering by Habel. Dinkins right wing with Hill. Shot down low. It's stopped. No. I thought Riedel made the stop, but I think Dinkins just scored.
Yeah, it looked like he stopped it, but obviously Riedel now down on the ice in dismay. I said he probably felt like he should have stopped that puck, but it snuck in under his pads.
That's the third goal scored by Altar in this period. Luke Dinkins scores his second. That's now 8 goals in the pod for assisted by Jack Augustine. 9.5 to play in the second. It's 7-0. Alter your score. Now picked up by Clay Nevers behind the net of Robert Peterson. Trojans haven't had a shot since their power play, if I'm not mistaken. But the Trojans are battling hard here in the right corner. Looking to go on the attack, looking for Path. It's blocked by Adam Schultz. As Schultz tangled up with Path, the puck is loose and Sexton sweeps it up. Stood up by Dylan Hayes. Back out there after the goal scored by Spencer Morgan, along with Tuff Ferguson too. 8:55 to play in the second. It's a 7-0 lead for the Altar Knights over the Troy Trojans. Our first game of 6. Both teams' first game of the day. Flipped to Robert Pearson and caught up top and held in the glove. Robert Pearson with a stop. 8:45 to play in the second. It's a 7-0 lead for the Knights. As I believe the Dayton Stealth JV squad getting ready for their game. It's a battle of the Stealth and LaSalle. LaSalle lost the closest competitive game yesterday by 4-2 margin. Very close game throughout. And now it's Grant Garrity, the quarterback of that defense, going towards the right. Could not find Caden Mathis, and it's picked up by Dylan Hayes. Delayed offside, now waved down. And now Hayes going to work in the slot. And that, I thought Hayes riled the water bottle, but that's in the pocket of Scott Riedel with 8:24 to play in the second. 7-0 in favor of Altar. Will Augustine set to take the Altar side of the faceoff. Back to Dylan Hayes. Hayes looks at the net, sends it wide right. Chasing it back is Spencer Morgan. I believe that's Spencer Morgan, possibly Philip Yu out there. Push forward, now controlled by Tuff Ferguson. A redirect, and Grant Gunder denied, and that is finished off. Looks like Spencer Morgan has a hat trick. 8-0 Knights, 8:05 to play in the second. That's a great job taking care of the puck for the Altar offense. I believe that is Spencer Morgan out there. That is a hat trick. Morgan has scored the first goal, the 6th goal, and the 8th goal of this contest. And that's another hattie. We have seen 4 players with hat tricks, 2 for Indian Hill, and now 2 different Knights. With 8 to play in the second, nearly halfway through this contest, we'll have an ice cut in the second intermission, as it's 8-0 favoring the Knights Altar over the Troy Trojans. That's now 4 in the first, 4 in the second for Altar. Now scooped up by Jack Augustine, working forward. Past Will Augustine, jammed up with Caden Mathis. Scoped out, bouncing puck towards the left. It's Garrity away from Grant Grunder, and it's pushed backwards by the Alter offense. Back to Garrity, 7:19 to play in the second, 8-0 Knights. As Jack Augustine awaits at the left point. Hable waiting at the left faceoff circle. Spinning in is Will Augustine. Will Augustine still driving it. Drop towards the slot. And Riedel with the stop. The rebound is cleared away. I believe Garrity had the last sweep. And Garrity now one-on-one on a two-on-one opposite of Jack Augustine. Here is a pull-up shot that goes high by Grant Garrity. And a one-on-one battle on the right wing by the ref Crease as Mike McGuirk sends it forward. 6:43 to play in the second, 8-0 for the Alter Knights, as the Knights have now scored 18 goals in a game and a half. Very impressive churn out of the offense for Alter. That goes top shelf, and that is picked up in the sky by Scott Riedel. It took a little longer for Alter to get started this morning, but the Knights, they have fired on all cylinders in this pod tournament. Luke Dinkins takes the Alter side of the face-off, opposite of, I believe that's Austin Strong out there. It is Austin Strong. Like I mentioned, there's been a lot more Trojans taking the face-offs. Normally, it's the main duties of Zach Eulenbrock and Ian Kuntz. Captain, alternate captain, to the house, Luke Dinkins, and I believe Philip Yu has just scored another goal. Yu with his first goal today, if that's his. 9-0 Knights, 6:10 to play in the second. That's a good finish by Alter's offense. That's Luke Dinkins back in the center ice, taking on Garrett Path on the Blue Jackets logo. By the way, Morgan's last goal was assisted by Grant Grunder and Tuff Ferguson. Another Tuff Ferguson assist on a Morgan goal. 6:01 to play in the second. And it's 9-0 Alter. That is Philip Yu scoring the 9th goal. And he's assisted by Luke Dinkins and Nick Hable. I believe that's another playmaker turned in for Hable, the second one on this tournament. 5:45 to play in the second. It's a 9-0 Alter Knights advantage over the Troy Trojans. Trojans without three of their main offensive threats in Zach Eulenbrock, Ian Kuntz, and Jack McGuirk. Down this way, it's Jack Augustine for Dinkins. Almost lost the handle to an incoming Connor Sexton. Belted back in the right corner. 9-0 Knights lead. Knights now with 19 goals in nearly 5 periods of play. We have 5:16 to work in the middle frame. And down low, it's stopped on by Robert Peterson. And the ref making sure that there are 5 Knights coming in and 5 Knights coming off. Luke Dinkins and Philip Yu and Jack Augustine's shifts are done with Hable and Hill. We'll take a face-off as it's Mathis versus Nevers in the bow of the 22s. And a 9-0 Knights lead. 5:10 to play in the second. Alter already with 1 point in this contest and now 6 in the tournament. Looking for the 7th on the tournament and the second today. Again, you win a point for winning a period. Outscoring your opponent is the official term for winning a period. Scooped up now by Dylan Hayes. Incoming is Garrity. Garrity with a nice bump. And now scooped up by Lombardo. And one-timer attempt whistles wide of Grant Garrity. Now for Waite. Left point, opposite Nevers, behind the back. Waite away from Dylan Hayes. It's a scrum by the left point. 4.5 to play in the second. 9-0 Knights your score. Scooped up by Alter's defense. Around the bend it goes as Hayes drops it back. Now back for Hayes. Open ice is Lombardo now. One-on-one. Bumping into each other on the boards. And Hayes coming away with it. Now attacking the open side of the ice. Hayes flips it and will find Schultz. But Schultz has to take it to the end boards to keep control. 4:05 to go in the second. 9-0 Knights your score as Spencer Morgan has a hat trick. Dinkins 1 goal away from his second of the pod. O'Brien, Will Augustine, Grant Grunder, and Philip Yu have scored the other goals. There's 9 of them on the board for Alter, and that's 5 goals in the second now. The same amount that Alter scored against Dayton Stealth in the second period. Actually, that was the first period amount, but here's a shot, and bouncing into the glove of Robert Peterson. Robert Peterson makes a stop with 3:37 to go in the second. 9-0 Knights your score here. The NTPRD Chiller will have the Dayton Stealth JV squad taking on the LaSalle Lancers. Both teams fell in their first game in the pod. Both teams improved from last season as well. The Stealth, amazing depth on the bench. LaSalle, nice depth as well. As we'll have that game for you recorded on the YouTube home of the Academy Hockey Club. 3.5 to go in the second. It's a 9-0 lead for the Alter Knights. Will Augustine spins it forward, trying to attack that left wing, finds the stick of Mike McGuirk, battling the right wing, can't find path. It's now Spencer Morgan. Morgan with 3 of the 9 goals, takes it around the left corner. 3:14 to play in the second, 9-0 Alter. Here's Hable now, blue line send in, is down low, and Riedel puts it in the glove with 3:07 to go in the second. And a 9-0 Alter advantage here at the Springfield Chiller. If you want to join us, it's 301 West Main Street in Springfield. Do be careful, though, because West Main Street is a one-way street heading west. I believe it's Columbia is the eastbound road. Down low, there's a stop by Riedel. There's a nearby Wendy's, by the way, in case you are hungry during this tournament. The sponsors are Dayton Original Pizza Factory. Gloved very well by Riedel, sliding towards the left with 2:46 to play in the second. 9-0 Alter your score here in the second period. Also, Andre Chamble, Berkshire Hathaway Professional Realty, the founding sponsors of the Academy Hockey Club. Also want to thank Nick Poe at South Metro Sportsplex for allowing us to borrow the gear to put this on YouTube. The video equipment from South Metro Sportsplex is the same stuff we use for Centerville Elks, Springboro Panthers, and the Buckeye year-end tournament at SMS. Down this way as Troy scoops it up. Here's Paff attacking the left wing, and he'll draw a tripping penalty. And Troy will have their second power play, or third penalty of the game. And Paff has just drawn up a 5-on-4 opportunity for the Trojans, donning the home white jerseys, the red sleeves, and the silver numbers on the back. And that's Hable back to the box, second time. It's a trip, and it's going to be 5-on-4 time for the Trojans, with 2:19 to play in the second. And a 9-0 Alter advantage. Again, Morgan, 3 of the 9 goals. Luke Dinkins, 2 of the 9 goals. And the other 4 are spread out by Grunder, O'Brien, Will Augustine, and Philip Yu. Face-off is Luke Dinkins, as the Dayton Stealth JV warming up behind us here in the mezzanine of the Springfield Chiller, which is just like the Chillers in Columbus, with the exception of this only has 1 rink. There's 2 at most of them. Shot at the chest, stopped by Riedel, loose puck. It looks like Riedel has it trapped right by the goal line. It's a stop for the Trojan goalie with 2:01 to play in the second. 1:42 to go on the trip against Hable, and it's 9-0 Alter your score. Again, Dayton Stealth JV and LaSalle Lancers up next. LaSalle will be the home team in that contest, as it's trickling wide of Riedel. Down this left wing, the Trojans on the power play. There's a collision. Philip Yu on top of a Trojan briefly. And Mike McGuirk drops it in front. Here's Lombardo taking the left shoulder check. Back to Luke Dinkins on the takeaway. 1:41 to play in the second. 9-0 Knights. And 1:20 to go in the 5-on-4. Dinkins on the attack. Right face-off circle. Diving save by Riedel. Great dive out front by Scott Riedel. Takes a lot of confidence to go out and dive for an incoming puck, as Dinkins could have faked the shot and then pulled back and then dropped it in over the stretched out goalie. That's a solid save by Scott Riedel. With 1:18 to play in the second, 58 seconds to go on the power play, and it's 9-0 for Kettering Alter. Dinkins works a 2-on-3 back this way, sweeps around the third Trojan trailing, gets around Austin Strong, but Dinkins lost the handle too strong. Dinkins will turn it over, and it's now Connor Sexton trying to attack on the left wing. Last minute of the second period, Alter up 9-0. 5 goals in the second for the Knights and the Charcoal Grays, as Alter has so far clean swept the competition thus far, looking for another solid 5 points. 40 seconds left in the second. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-4. And down this way, here comes Grant Garrity. Grant Garrity, left wing. Garrity stops and sweeps it away from Hayes. Incoming a strong shot is off the leg of Connor Sexton. Nice idea. Good screen on Robert Peterson as well. Picked up by Troy. It is Waite, and it's pushed forward by Schultz. Waite will have to go back in the neutral zone as the 5-on-4 is done. We'll skate 5-on-5 with 10 seconds left in the second, and Hayes behind the red line dumps it in for an icing call against Alter Knights. It's Alter 9 and Troy 0 with 9.5 seconds to go in the second. Alter coming off a 10-0 win against the Dayton Stealth JV, and Troy coming off an 11-1 loss to the Rangers JV squad of Indian Hills Winter Club. Again, Indian Hill in the Cincinnati area. Lovely rink, the Indian Hill Winter Club. As now we'll have Nevers take the faceoff for Alter, finding Jack Augustine right wing. Push forward, here's Strong, 5 seconds, shot save, Robert Peterson off the chest, picked up by Mathis. Mathis trying to wrap it around the cage. He can't find Paff, and that's 30 minutes in the books. Great idea trying to find Paff in the right faceoff circle. Pass went between the body of Paff and the stick of Paff, and that will do it for 30 minutes in the books as Alter has a 9-0 lead after 2, and that's 2 points out of 5 possible for the Knights. Another solid performance after 2 for Alter.
Looks like we're going to get an ice resurfacing here as they take the goals loose. Not much you can say, really. I mean, it's the picture right there on the ice. The bigger, faster Alter Knights really dominating play so far, and the Trojans undermanned and undersized right now. Just very difficult for them to keep up, but they're certainly fighting valiantly out there. But it's tough when you're outmanned and outsized on the ice.
Here comes the beautiful Zamboni, and we'll take a break and come back for the third period here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. Alter 9, Troy 0. 9-0 Alter after 2. The shots on goal favor the Knights 44-8. As it's Scott Riedel in net for Troy, opposite of Robert Peterson, as the Knights have picked up 2 points, have a possible 5 in this contest, and looking to make it a clean sweep if the Knights can outscore Troy in this third period and hold on for the win. It's a 9-goal lead for Alter as the Knights head back downwards in the charcoal grays. Here is Jack Augustine. Great start for Alter. 9 seconds in, Jack Augustine scores, and it's 10-0 Alter as the Knights have put 10 goals against their first 2 opponents in the inaugural 2019 Post-Ohio District Tournament.
Terrific stick handling, just weaving through the slot around a couple of defenders, and he had the goaltender at his mercy. Really faked him out to the right and just slipped it right in on the other side.
Face-off center ice, as that's the first goal of the game for Jack Augustine, and both Augustines have delivered a goal in this contest. Luke Dinkins, 2 goals. Spencer Morgan with 3 goals. It's a brother-to-brother line there. Is Will Augustine assists Jack Augustine on the goal. That's always nice to see a little bit of a family connection there. But 30 seconds into the third, Alter leads 10-0 and outscoring Troy 1-0 in this frame. Again, that's important for the round robin. Whoever scores the most points will play in the championship game, and it drops on through. The least amount of points will play 10-10, 5th versus 6th place. It's just like Frozen Creek. It's like the Thanksgiving tournaments that the Chiller hosts in Columbus. You go by that point system as Alter looking to wrap it around. I think that is loose, and the Stripes will have a look at it with 14:05 to go in the third, 10-0 Alter. By the way, for the Chillers in Columbus, it's their 20th year of operation. It's named after the former ECHL franchise in Columbus, the Chill. And since then, it's been a very welcoming part of Central Ohio hockey. As Path goes against Clay Nevers, drop back at the right point, sent through, kick save by Scott Riedel. Now back forward, it's Preston O'Brien. Now pushed forward by Troy. It's Caden Lombardo trying to connect it with Garrett Path. Lombardo back with it, right point. Nevers had a slight touch. 1:02 gone from the third. It's 10-0 Knights, your score. Knights outscoring the Trojans 4-0 in the first, 5-0 in the second, and 1-0 at this juncture. Again, the goal differential helps determine who wins a period, as that's going to be whistled for icing on Alter with 13:42 to go in the second. And a 10-0 lead for the Alter Knights. Again, Alter picked up a 10-0 win against the Dayton Stealth JV squad. And Troy's looking to rebound from an 11-1 loss to Indian Hill. Eulenbrock is A-OK, but he's not here this morning. He had work, and it's questionable if he'll be here this evening. And I think that's the same story for Jack McGuirk as well. See Dayton Stealth getting ready. They'll be in the red jerseys in this contest. Very sharp red jerseys. And to the house, off the crossbar. That was off the elbow between the post and the crossbar. And it comes back out, swept away by Mike McGuirk. You see pucks hit off crossbars and posts most often than not, but the elbow, that takes a special kind of placement. About 2 minutes into the third, it is 10-0 favoring Alter here. As Spencer Morgan a hat trick, Luke Dinkins 1 goal away from a hat trick. Both Augustines have scored. Will first, then Jack to start off the third. Preston O'Brien with an Alter goal. Grant Grunder with the 5th goal of the game. As Alter's looking for more here from the left corner. Circled around towards the left point, kept in by Tuff Ferguson in front of Caden Mathis. As Kent mentioned that there are 2 Cadens on this squad. And that zipped away, deflected, so Alter has to go back and play it. There's Caden Mathis, spells his first name with a K, and Caden Lombardo spelling that with a C. Right face-off circle, blocked by Riedel on the Dylan Hayes attempt. Off the stick of, that's Preston O'Brien back out there, heading towards the slot, shooed away by Mike McGuirk, his first game in the pod. Mike McGuirk and Austin Strong are back out there, and that definitely helps Troy. They have 8 skaters in this game. Last night, there were 7 total. So there's 9 skaters in total, counting Scott Riedel out there. So that'd be skaters and the goalie. Now right point time, Will Augustine. It's Dylan Hayes actually going for Tough Ferguson. And Ferguson sends it in towards the slot. Could not find Grant Glunder cleanly. And it's swept away by Sexton. 11:39 to go in the third. Arm goes up and down it goes. It's icing against Troy. And we're back at first. Scott Riedel with a face-off. 11:36 to go in the third. As Alter leads Troy 10-0 here from the NT PRD Chiller in Springfield, Ohio. Every team here has 4 games. 3 are scheduled. The 4th one is how well you do in the 3 games. Troy has LaSalle tonight at 7. Alter will have Beaver Creek at 3:40. And that's going to be a good one. Kent Jacobs has the play-by-play for you on that call. But that's a good Kettering Ice Arena rivalry. That goes wide off the blast of Will Augustine. And that will determine who will possibly get first, who will get second, depending on what Beaver Creek does against Alter and also Indian Hill. That'll be the Beaver second game of the tournament. First on the day, up to the right face-off circles towards the slot. Could not find Grant Gunder. Shoot away by Garrett Paff and recovered by Jack Augustine. 4 minutes into the third period. 10-0 Alter is your score. And now down this way, pushing forward. It is Spencer Morgan. Morgan, the second night to score a hat trick in this pod tournament. Now going for Will Augustine. Drop back, push forward. That's Spencer Morgan. Heads up Reed. And back for the driving night and Will Augustine. Spinning around towards the right corner. Morgan now dropping in the slot. Could not find Grant Grunder. Now for Habel. Habel sends it. That's wide of Riedel. Picked back up now by Jack Augustine. It slips behind the pockets of Jack Augustine. As Sexton looks for Paff left wing. 10:23 to go in the third. 10-0 Alter your score. Nice crowd on hand. Now left wing time for Alter's Grunder. Grunder with the 5th goal of this contest for the Knights. And that pinball is off the backlights of Garrity. And scooped up now by Jack Augustine. That's off the legs of Lombardo. 5 minutes gone from the third. 10-0 Alter your score. Scott Riedel in goal for the Trojans, opposite of Robert Peterson. Here comes Morgan. A shot and a save off the right leg of Riedel. Back towards, and could not find Will Augustine cleanly. That's a good matchup of the defender in front. Did not allow that goal to trickle in. Now here's Grant Garrity. Flips it forward towards the goal line. Chasing it back was Robert Pearson, getting the start today and jumping on top of it. 9:29 to go in the third. 10-0 lead for the Knights. And we'll have 2 new Trojans join the fray, and Alter will send 5 out there as Troy trails 10-0. And Alter looks for their second clean sweep of this pod tournament. Again, the only goal scored in this third period thus far, 5.5 in, is Jack Augustine from Will Augustine. And Alter outshot Troy 23-5 in that second period, and it was 44-8 after 2. Knights with 4 in the first, 5 in the second, and 1 here in the third as Phillip Yu knocked down from behind, and Troy will be going on the penalty kill as that shot by Mike McGuirk goes wide. And it's a check from behind, and high school level, that's a major. So Alter has 5 minutes of 5-on-4 action with 9:09 to go in the third. And the Knights up 10-0. And Caden Mathis goes in the box for 5 from the check from behind. And the refs have that rule to keep the kids safe, because when you can't see what's happening behind you, that's when the injuries happen. We'll drop it between Luke Dinkins on the power play line, opposite of Garrett Paff, and the 5 minutes have rung up on the board. It will be a 5-minute major against Mathis from the check from behind. 9:06 and ticking. Nice back pass. Could not find Hill, however. It trickles between the stick and the leg and cleared away by Caden Lombardo. With major penalties, 5 minutes have to be served, no matter what. You can score 0 goals. You can score a big number of goals. You have to serve all 5. Paff off the leg from Mike McGuirk and settled down by Alter. Towards the right, pushing forward. It will go by the cage of Scott Riedel. Handled by Mike McGuirk. Bouncing puck. Paff gets it away from Tough Ferguson, and Dylan Hayes back with it. 40 seconds gone from the power play. 8:26 to go in the third. Alter leads 10-0. is deflected, so Austin Strong will have to go back and play it. Swap towards the right off the hand of you. And now here's Tough Ferguson. A couple assists for Ferguson today. Here's Strong straight ahead, gets it away from Hayes, and Robert Pearson coming in and making the sliding stop to feed Dylan Hayes the puck. There's a minute 6 gone from the major on Caden Mathis on the check from behind with under 8 to play in the third and a 10-0 Alter lead. Spencer Morgan a hat trick, Luke Dinkins 2 goals in this contest. Drop back for Hayes in the left face-off circle, met up with Mike McGuirk. Now for Philip Yu right wing. He's got the captain Dinkins towards the right point. Drop pass for the captain, looking towards and pinballs that off the right leg of Caden Lombardo. Swept back up by Alter, towards the left point, it's Hayes, Dinkins now. Dinkins back to Hayes. 3:21 to work on the major power play, off a path, and a tangling Mike McGuirk knocked down. The puck towards the left face-off, make it the left corner. There's a nice check turned in by Path as Tough Ferguson kicks it away from the closest Trojan. Dinkins, a backflip. 3:05 to go on the power play. 7:12 remains in the third. 10-0 Alter. Shot and score! Luke Dinkins another hat trick. Dinkins has 2 hat tricks in this tournament in 2 games. And that's a great way to see the captain's career end at Alter High School in this pod tournament. He's really done exceptionally well. And he's a great 2-way player for head coach Kevin Barry. It's been great seeing Dinkins really emerge and really mature on that sheet of ice for the Alter Knights. Alter now leads Troy 11-0, 7:08 to go in the third. The most goals scored in the tournament has been 11, and that was Indian Hill over Troy 11-1. But this is the largest goal differential of the tournament thus far at +11. Tangled in the right corner, power play continues on. Remember, it's a major on Caden Mathis from the check from behind. Now here's Hayes, swaps it, past Hable. Morgan trying to get a piece of it, but it's shoot away by Sexton or Garrity. Now for Jack Augustine, 2:34 to go on the power play, 6:40 to go in the third. 11-0 Alter is your score. Back this way, it's a spin around control by Morgan, skipping one past Jack Augustine. And Will Augustine up ahead, tangled at the blue line, and Greg Garrity picks up the puck around the left corner. 11-0 Alter your score, 6:22 to go in the third, and 2:13. Here's a shot up top by Will Augustine, and that's caught by Scott Riedel, top shelf. 2:11 remains on the power play, 6:19 to go in the third. Luke Dinkins' power play goal to cap off his second hat trick on the pod is assisted again by the defensive line of Dylan Hayes and Tough Ferguson. That's at least 3 assists for Ferguson. Give Tough the playmaker role. And Dylan Hayes, that's, I believe, also 3 assists as well. 6:10 to play in the third. Bouncing on home, power play goal for Jack Augustine. Jack Augustine has scored his second of the period, and it's now 12-0 Alter. 6:07 to go in the third, and 1:59 to go on the major on Caden Mathis. Jack Augustine scores, and the Knights now lead 12-0. Most goals scored in the pod tournament, and the biggest goal differential thus far. Back this way comes Alter. Alter with 3 goals in the third, delayed penalty on Troy, and Troy will now have a 5-on-3 to work with. It's a power play for Alter, now 5-on-3 and Strong to the box. Assists on the Jack Augustine second goal. It's from Clay Nevers and Nick Hable. I believe that's another playmaker for Hable, and this team is not selfish in the slightest. There's only 1 goal unassisted. It was Dinkins' second one, and he took that one to the house, if I remember right. 12-0 Alter, and now a 5-3 power play for the Knights. Blocked up by Garrett Path. Path trying to sweep it forward, fell down, but gets the job done. And it's scooped up by Robert Peterson. Robert Peterson looking to join his older brother and having a shutout in this pod tournament. Sigurd held the Dayton Stealth JV squad scoreless in the first game to start off our inaugural pod tournament here at the Springfield Chiller. There's a collision knocking down 3 players and swept forward by Mike McGuirk, and that's going to push the Knights back in their own zone. Great work by this penalty kill cell. Now it's Lombardo taking the place of Path giving Path a little bit of a breather out there. Trying to push it forward, that was Garrity. It's off the stick of Grunder and stopped by Scott Riedel with 59 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. 1:09 to go on the tripping call on Austin Strong. 5:07 to go in the third. 12-0 Knights your score. Dinkins and Morgan have hat tricks in this contest. And for Dinkins, that's his second hat trick on the tournament. We'll have Adam Schultz take the face-off. Lombardo on the other side, scooped up by Jack Augustine, sent in by Habel, and off the stick of Preston O'Brien. O'Brien had goal number 4 for Alter in that first period. He'll send one wide, as O'Brien's goal really made the Alter Knight fans cheer. And whiffed on the one-timer. Habel's got to go back in the left corner and pick it up, and Troy bounces one out of their own zone. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3 and 38 seconds left on that second penalty as Alter leads 12-0, 4.5 to go. Jack Augustine looking for a hat trick, and there's Scott Riedel sliding and staying with it. Nice save by Scott Riedel. 4:28 to go in the third, 12-0 Alter, 20 seconds on the 5-on-3, and 30 seconds left on that second Trojan penalty. Troy's really hanging tough. On the 5-on-3, a couple of very nice time clears, and the Knights look to regroup here. Here's Habel with the send. It's down low, and Scott Riedel has the initial save. It's cuffed up back to the right point with 10 seconds left. Off of Riedel and Garrity. Nice defense, keeping away Clay Nevers, and it's scoped on towards Robert Peterson, and that will kill off the 5-on-3 with 9 seconds to go on the Strong penalty with 4:05 remaining in the third, and a 12-0 lead for the Alter Knights. And the power play is done. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey, and that is Mike McGuirk, and that's going to be an icing call against Troy. Mike McGuirk with the angle, and that goes past Robert Peterson. That will be an icing call against Troy with 3:50 to play in the third. 12-0 Alter is your score. Again, Morgan and Dinkins with hat tricks, and Jack Augustine looking to join the Knights on that honor. Dinkins versus Austin Strong. Against Strong, a former wingman, dropping back on defense this year for Troy. It's sent in by Habel. He'll block it off of Strong. Two Knights go for it opposite of Carson Waite. 3:36 to go in the third. 12-0 Alter. Scooped up now by Dinkins. Dinkins drops it back. And Hill! Nicholas Hill scores! 13-0 Knights. 3:28. And you can just see the excitement on Nicholas Hill's face and the little dance he just did. And that's very impressive, too, as someone that can't skate. Skating is tough enough. When you're doing a little celly like that in place, that is pretty impressive. 13-0 Alter your score as Nicholas Hill delivers the 13th goal of this game as the Knights have now scored 23 goals in nearly 2 completed games. Like I mentioned, the Knights have been firing all cylinders. It did take Alter a little while to start rolling. Hill's goals assist by Dinkins and Nevers. 3:14 to play in the third, and another goal! 14-0 Alter with 3:10 to play in the third. That's now goal number 5 of the period for Alter. And Knights add another one quickly. What is that, about 6 seconds apart? Strong versus Will Augustine for the faceoff. That's Tough Ferguson back with it. Knights lead by a baker's dozen and 1. That's Will Augustine with goal number 14 for Alter with the assist from Morgan and Preston O'Brien. Second point for O'Brien. 3 to play in the third. 14-0 Alter your score with under 3 to go in regulation. Will Augustine drives it away from Carson Waite. Away from Garrett Paff now. Down the left wing it goes. Push forward, and the Knights back on the attack. Trying to open up some clearance. That was Spencer Morgan, but he is well defended by 2 Trojans. And now a collision behind the net of Scott Riedel. 14-0 Kettering Alter. 2:35 remains in regulation. Puck now to Grant Garrity, looking to break the shutout against Robert Peterson. Garrity flying towards the right. Shot down low. Robert Peterson covers it up with Garrett Paff, the closest Trojan in the slot. We'll stop the clock. Actually, well, we'll stop it now. 2:20 to go in the third. 14-0 Alter is your score. And again, there's no mercy rule in the pod tournament because every period is important for round robin. So both teams are in battle for 5 points each game. All 6 teams here, 4 high schools, 2 junior varsity programs. And up next will be LaSalle versus the Stealth JV team. And we'll have that here on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube channel. 14-0 your score. And icing will not be whistled as the Knights defense on the attack. Making the Knights offense as Riedel covers it up from Habel's send. 2:02 2:01 to go in the third. 14-0 Alter. We'll drop it to the left of Riedel. Here's Strong. And now it's picked up by Lombardo on the right wing. Tangled around the body of Habel. Popped backwards towards Alter's attack. Strong sends it back towards the scrum. Here's a couple of checks. Delayed penalty as Alter's going into the box. With 1:48 to go in the third. I think it's possibly roughing. It's Grunder getting the heave-ho into the sin bin. And the Stripes have yet to signal what it was. Looks like it's just a minor. It is charging. You might know it as traveling in basketball. We know it is charging in hockey. I don't think we see a lot of charging calls in hockey. At least I don't. So that every time the refs do that, I'm like, but you can't travel in hockey. That's not a thing. So Grunder's in the box for charging, and Troy with a power play with 1:46 to go in regulation, and the Knights up 14-0. That's picked up by Jack Augustine or Schultz, the centerman. Philip Yu waits by the net to Jack Augustine, looking forward in the right face-off circle towards the house, and it's off Scott Riedel on the side of the net. Now here's Lombardo working the right wing. 1:23 remains in the third. 14-0 Alter. Down the slot, and that's almost top shelf, but it goes high by Caden Mathis. 14-0 for Alter. 1:12 as Robert Peterson slides it forward. Jack Augustine curves it around. 40 seconds gone from the power play, but there are about 13 seconds less on the game clock. We've entered our final minute of this contest. 14-0 Alter. Strong towards the right, looking back for Mike McGuirk off the elbow of Schultz, and recovered by Jack Augustine in his own zone. 45 seconds left in the third. 14-0 for Alter. Down this way comes Dinkins, one-on-one with the body of Grant Garrity. Dinkins another hat trick. You can give him 2 in this pod. 33 seconds left in the third. 14-0 Alter. Puck rolls on its spine, scooped up by Mike McGuirk. Looking up top, it's sent in by Jack Augustine. And now back for Garrett Path. Looking for Strong. Keeps it away from an incoming Habel. 16 seconds left in the third. 14-0 Alter. Back this way. Alter's defense playing it slow. Looking to milk the rest of the time off. No icing will be whistled with 5 seconds left. Behind the goal line. Round Habel. Stopped at the point by Dinkins. And that's the final, as the Alter Knights defeat the Troy Trojans 14-0 with another 5 goals scored in the third period. And that's a clean sweep of points turned in by Alter. And that gives the Knights 10 points in the round robin. And that's first place for the Knights. Fantastic game turned in. And by the way, the shots on goal in the third period favored Alter 13-3. And for the game, that's 57-11 in favor of the Knights. Troy Trojans battled hard again with 3 of their main offensive counterparts missing in this contest. They did play as hard as they could. They never gave up, and that's something to never look down upon. You got to give Troy a lot of credit in this game.
Yeah, it's tough to go out, 2 consecutive games and lose by double digits, but it's just a tough situation for the kids from Troy. They've got another game this evening, and we'll see if they can put things together and be a little more competitive in that contest.
That'll do it for this game. Up next, it'll be LaSalle Lancers in the Dayton Stealth JV squad, and both teams' second game of the inaugural pod tournament. Here comes the Zamboni, and we'll join you again on the next game on the YouTube home of the Academy Hockey Club. Again, your final, alternates 14.